So some very peculiar information has come out in the Vivicar drop that has happened recently. I did a big video about the Vivicards, the 10 questions, and SBS 110 and one big 1 hour video, so go check that out. But we get a timeline of Vegapunk's life. In that timeline, it stated that 36 years ago, his discovery of the bloodline elements is published in the World Economic Newspaper. I think this is when he discovered how to clone people, because what we also find out in this Vivicar drop is that STUSSY is 36 years old. So most likely when he was discovering the bloodline elements, which is just lineage factor, I assume, he discovered how to clone somebody, that being STUSSY, and STUSSY, we know, is the first human clone in One Piece history as far as we know, and Matt is credited with her creation. With that being said, here's something kind of peculiar about this. We know, based on the various ages that were also dropped in this Vivicar pack of the 6 satellites, that clones can be made at different biological ages. And we now know too that all the Seraphim are 8 years old so far. So with that being said, here's a question. Is STUSSY immortal? Because it doesn't say, and we have no evidence that she was ever a child. Now, in the future, we could see that she was a child at some point, and all this goes out the window. But seeing as how we've only seen her, even in flashbacks, as a full-fledged adult, is very likely that, say, like the various satellites, she was born as an adult. So she was born at age 36, which might have been the age of Buckingham STUSSY, her mother of sorts, I guess you could say, at the time. This means she's been 36 for what, 36 years? She's been 36 biologically for 36 years, which means that she could be immortal. Now, seeing as how she is the user of the Bat fruit, and the Bat fruit most likely is based off the real world animal of a vampire bat, this could lead into the whole idea that in a variety of factors coming together, she is much like a classic vampire. Not in the literal sense, but all the elements that have led to her as she is now could lead her into being a sort of vampire, because 1, she turns into a bat, 2, she drinks blood, and 3, she is immortal based off of her creation. So I find that very interesting that even though she does not have a vampire fruit, you could consider her the closest thing to a vampire in One Piece. But with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Paula Pede Works It!